Sometimes the most difficult battles are not fought in public view, but behind closed doors, in quiet hospital rooms and tense conversations where every word carries the weight of hope and fear. Imagine a parent sitting across from doctors, listening carefully while their heart races with questions about their child's future. In that moment, titles, fame, and public life disappear, leaving only a mother's love, a family's concern, and the overwhelming desire to protect the child who means everything to them. Today's story reminds us that even the strongest families can face moments that test their courage, their unity, and their faith in the future. When a parent receives unexpected medical news about their child, the emotional impact can be overwhelming in ways that are difficult to describe. In that moment, the world seems to slow down, and every word spoken by the doctor carries an intense weight. A parent enters the room hoping for reassurance, but when uncertainty appears instead, a deep wave of fear and confusion can begin to take over. The mind immediately fills with countless questions about the child's future, their health, and whether the situation will improve or become more complicated. Even strong and composed individuals can feel a sudden sense of helplessness, because protecting a child from harm is one of the most natural instincts a parent has. Hearing that something might be wrong challenges that instinct and creates a feeling that the ground beneath them has shifted. At the same time, parents often try to remain calm on the outside. They listen carefully to medical explanations, treatments, and possible outcomes, even though their emotions may be racing internally. Every detail becomes important, every word from the doctor is analyzed, and every small sign of hope becomes something they hold on to tightly. A parent may begin thinking about the days ahead, the appointments, the tests, and the responsibilities that will follow. Yet beneath all of those practical thoughts lies a deeper emotional struggle. The fear of seeing their child in pain, the worry about what the diagnosis could mean long-term, and the silent wish that they could take the burden themselves instead of their child all become part of the experience. This emotional weight often remains long after the conversation with doctors ends, staying with the parent in quiet moments, late nights, and every glance toward the child they care about more than anything in the world. Remaining composed in public while privately carrying overwhelming worry requires a level of emotional discipline that very few people truly understand. When a family lives under constant attention, every expression, every movement, and every appearance can be observed and interpreted by others. In such an environment, even during moments of personal stress, there is often an expectation to maintain calmness, dignity, and control. This creates a difficult emotional balance, where inner feelings must be carefully hidden behind a steady and reassuring exterior. While the heart may be filled with concern and uncertainty, the face shown to the world must reflect confidence and stability. For a parent facing worrying medical news about their child, this pressure becomes even more intense. Internally, the mind may be racing with fear, imagining different possibilities and outcomes, while externally the parent must continue speaking, attending responsibilities, and interacting with people as if everything is under control. This contrast between private emotion and public appearance can be exhausting. A parent may spend hours reviewing medical information, discussing options with doctors, and worrying about their child's well-being, yet when they step into public view, they must appear calm, hopeful, and strong. The reason many parents do this is not simply because of public expectations, but because they want to create a sense of security for the child and the rest of the family. Children often look to their parents for emotional signals. If a parent appears frightened or unstable, the child may feel even more anxious. By maintaining composure, the parent silently communicates reassurance and strength. This emotional control becomes a protective shield, allowing the child to feel safe even when uncertainty exists behind the scenes. At the same time, this hidden burden can weigh heavily on the parent, as they must carry both their own fears and the responsibility of remaining a symbol of stability for everyone around them. During moments of crisis, family unity often becomes the strongest source of stability and emotional support. When difficult news enters a household, the immediate reaction may be shock or fear, but over time, families naturally begin to move closer together in order to face the challenge as one. Each member may experience the situation differently, yet the shared concern for a loved one creates a powerful bond that encourages cooperation, empathy, and understanding. In stressful situations, simple actions such as spending more time together, offering reassuring words, or helping with responsibilities can become incredibly meaningful. These gestures remind everyone involved that they are not facing the situation alone. Family unity becomes especially important when uncertainty surrounds a child's health. Parents may feel the need to coordinate appointments, discuss medical advice, and make important decisions about treatment or care. In such circumstances, support from other family members can provide emotional balance. One person may take on the role of gathering information. Another may focus on maintaining a positive atmosphere at home, while others provide encouragement and comfort during difficult conversations. This collective effort helps distribute the emotional weight so that no single person feels completely overwhelmed. Children also benefit greatly from this sense of togetherness. When they see their family remaining close and supportive, it can create an atmosphere of reassurance even during uncertain times. The presence of siblings, relatives, or extended family members can bring moments of normalcy and warmth that ease fear and anxiety. Shared meals, quiet conversations, or simple activities together can provide a sense of continuity when life feels unpredictable. In these moments, unity within the family becomes more than emotional support. It becomes a foundation that helps everyone remain strong, hopeful, and focused on moving forward together. When a family lives constantly in the public spotlight, protecting a child's privacy while responding to public curiosity becomes an incredibly delicate challenge. Public figures often understand that attention is part of their lives. Yet when the focus shifts toward their children, especially during sensitive situations such as health concerns, the responsibility to protect them becomes much more personal and urgent. A child deserves the chance to grow, learn, and face life's difficulties without being placed under constant public examination. However, when the family is widely known, even the smallest details can quickly become headlines, speculation, or discussion across media platforms. Parents in such situations must carefully decide what information should remain private and what may need to be shared. Too much silence can sometimes lead to rumors, misunderstandings, or exaggerated stories circulating among the public. At the same time, revealing too many personal details can invade the child's sense of safety and personal dignity. Because of this, families often try to find a careful balance between honesty and protection. They may choose to release only limited information, focusing on reassurance rather than specific details, so that the public remains informed without exposing the child to unnecessary attention. This balance also involves emotional responsibility. Parents understand that their child may eventually grow older and become aware of the conversations that once surrounded them. Protecting privacy today means preserving the child's comfort and confidence in the future. It allows them to develop their identity without feeling that personal struggles were publicly analyzed or debated. Maintaining this boundary requires strength and careful judgment, as the family must continuously navigate between public interest and the deeply personal responsibility of shielding a child from the intense scrutiny that often follows families living in the spotlight. One of the most powerful reminders that emerges during moments of family crisis is that titles, wealth, and public recognition do not shield anyone from the emotional realities of life. No matter how influential or privileged a family may appear from the outside, the core human experiences of fear, worry, and love remain exactly the same. When a child's health becomes uncertain, the situation immediately strips away the image of status and replaces it with something deeply human. A parent in that moment is not thinking about reputation, public roles, or expectations. The only thing that matters is the well-being of their child and the hope that everything will be okay. People often imagine that families with wealth or global recognition live lives that are protected from ordinary struggles. However, situations involving illness or medical uncertainty quickly reveal that emotional vulnerability exists at every level of society. The anxiety felt while waiting for medical results, the sleepless nights filled with worry, and the quiet prayers for good news are experiences shared by parents everywhere. The surroundings may look different, and the public attention may be greater, but the emotional reality is universal. This shared human experience often creates a surprising connection between public figures and ordinary people. When audiences witness moments of vulnerability from families who are usually seen as symbols of strength or prestige, it reminds them that everyone faces challenges that cannot be solved by influence or resources alone. In many ways, such moments highlight the true nature of parenthood and family bonds. Love, concern, and the instinct to protect a child are forces that exist far beyond status or power, and they reveal that behind every public image there is a family experiencing the same emotional struggles that millions of others understand. When families face difficult medical diagnoses, one of the most powerful responses that often emerges is resilience combined with hope. The initial reaction to unexpected health news can be filled with fear, confusion, and emotional exhaustion. Parents may feel overwhelmed as they try to understand medical explanations, treatment options, and the possible outcomes that could shape their child's future. During those first moments, uncertainty can feel heavy and deeply personal. However, as time passes, many families begin to find an inner strength that allows them to move forward step by step, even when the path ahead is unclear. Hope becomes an essential part of that process. It may begin with small signs of encouragement such as supportive words from doctors, a positive test result, or the reassurance that treatment plans are available. Even the smallest piece of good news can become something families hold onto tightly. Parents often channel their focus into doing everything possible to support their child's recovery or well-being. This may involve learning more about the medical condition, attending appointments, adjusting daily routines, and building a strong support system around the child. Resilience also grows through emotional connection within the family. Parents, siblings, and close relatives often become sources of strength for one another. Encouraging conversations, shared moments of comfort, and a commitment to remain positive can gradually transform fear into determination. Families begin to focus not only on the challenges ahead, but also on the possibilities for healing, improvement, and adaptation. In this way, difficult diagnoses sometimes reveal an extraordinary level of courage within families as they choose to face uncertainty with patience, compassion, and the belief that hope can continue to exist even during the most challenging moments.